We've been here just over 2 years now. Yeah, so we arrived end of January 2019. Well, Carin had been here on holiday
Yeah.
a year or two before we made
Yeah.
our way over here.
I'd come on a holiday and I'd travelled Australia. I did Melbourne and Sydney and Brisbane, and I went and dived the Great Barrier. So I did like a big tour and then went back to SA and said, this is where we got to end up.
Yeah, and I was just, the weather was pretty much the same as South Africa, so I was like, okay, well, sounds good, you've sold it.
Why not? Do it.
Yeah, take
Absolutely
the plunge.
do it. Warren and I have been saying we wish we had done it sooner.
Yeah.
Like
definitely.
we honestly wish we had done it sooner. I actually regret waiting so long. Yeah, so rather sooner than later.
Yes.
Also, don't get so frustrated with the trolleys.
I'm Dr. Chamonix Blanche, ex-corporate and academia girl, turned CEO and board member of several companies and mother of 4 little extraordinary kids. But it wasn't that long ago that I lacked the confidence, the know-how, and the time to focus on designing and really going after the life that I so wanted to live. A life of freedom, of fairness, and of being fair dinkum to who I really was and what I wanted to get out of this fleeting time that we have on Mother Earth. Fast forward to many lessons learned and moving halfway around the world to the most amazing country, you'll see the life that I now live. One that gives me more safety and freedom than I ever thought would be possible, and that really only existed as a daydream while I was living in South Africa. I created Chamonix TV to give you true spot advice on how you can also live a life in this amazing country, and so that you can see how another couple like us now live in Australia with 4 little kids hearing down under. And I'll be providing you with step-by-step strategies so that you can make your Aussie dream a reality too. If you're a keen future Aussie who's looking to create a life that excites you and offers you safety, freedom, and opportunity, you have come to the right place, my friend. Welcome aboard.
Hi, Carin and Warren. Thanks so much for joining us from beautiful Brisbane. How are you guys?
Hi,
Oh,
good,
well
thanks
done.
from you.
Good, thanks.
I'm well, thanks. We're actually quite wet here in Perth today. So it's, it's not the typical summer's weather. It's clearly starting to get winter, but you guys said you've still got some nice weather happening in Brisbane?
Oh, yes, it's been really hot today. It's a typical Brisbane day. It's humid and hot and sunny and just, beautiful.
Better
A
than
good
couple.
excuse for something nice to drink.
Yes.
Yeah.
So how long have you guys been in Brisbane for, Warren?
We've been here just over 2 years now. Yeah, so we arrived end of January 2019.
Okay. And was that directly from South Africa to here, or did you go via UK?
No, we got our visa straight in South Africa, and we came over straight over. Yeah.
So why Australia? What made you decide on this big island down under?
Well, Carin had been here on holiday a year or two before we made our way over here.
I'd come on a holiday and I travelled Australia. I did Melbourne and Sydney and Brisbane, and I went and dived the Great Barrier. So I did like a big tour and then went back to SA and said, this is where we got to end up.
Yeah, and I was just, the weather was pretty much the same as South Africa, so I was like, okay, well, sounds good, you've sold it.
Why not?
Okay, so how did your visa process work? What visa did you come on, and are you on PR yet, or are you still on a work visa?
Yeah, so we came over with a PR, so we waited our full time in South Africa. We first started our 189 visa, which was taking a bit long. So we made the decision to switch over to a 190 state sponsorship visa. Mm-hmm. And I had my degrees sort of certified by the AIQS, Australian Institute of Quantity Surveyors this side, and appealed to the government or to the state of Queensland, who then invited us to apply for the 190 visa.
How old are you, Warren?
I'm 34 at the moment.
Okay. So that's the perfect age bracket to get the most points for.
I believe so.
Yeah, I think we were nervous we were going to lose a couple of points because we were waiting. It took almost like we waited 6 months for the 189 and it just wasn't coming. We were worried with the age coming, and if we have to wait another couple months, we're just like, oh no. So we switched over, and I think it was less than 24 hours, and we received our invitation on the 190.
Oh wow! Okay,
invitation.
So walk us.
Yeah.
The invitation, sorry, to.
Invitation to apply for the 190 visa from the state.
Yeah.
So once you got your invitation, what was the actual process involved after that? The detail of that little bit there.
So we did the invitation, and then once you do that, it's that expression of interest. Once you receive the invitation, you then lodge for your visa, and obviously you get your police clearances and your medicals and all that jazz up, and then you apply. So our whole process took about 2.5 years And
then as soon as you got the visa, you're like, that's it, we're out of here? Or did you hang around?
What happened?
We did it slightly differently. So we'd been renting a place there, and we kind of made the decision without having the visa yet to
we took a chance.
Let go of the house, to sell all our furniture and move in with family and friends, and sort of, wait out for that. What we waited, almost
6 months. We did 3 months. 3 months.
Oh yes, 3 months. Yeah. So it was about 6 months, and then in November
we received it.
And
I was so excited. I got the message on my phone, and Warren was showering, and I had gone out for a run, and I came in and I jumped in with clothes and all, and I was like, oh my gosh, we got it. You got the cell phone in your hand. And I was like, no, we got it.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, how good. So then you said, that's it, we're getting on the next plane. You made your way, and you went straight to Brisbane then from South Africa?
Yeah. So we were Queensland sponsored, which is really lucky because my mom and my sister are here. So so they live in Brisbane as well. So it was really lucky. We wanted to be in Queensland anyway, so it worked out well.
Yeah.
Oh, it's beautiful there. And the weather, oh, I love it. It's gorgeous. So which area in Brisbane are you guys?
We're currently in Brisbane, sort of New Farm.
We're in New Farm.
So that's pretty close to sort of Fortitude Valley, but also very close to the city.
Yeah.
And you decided to stay there because is that closer to work for you, Warren?
Yes. So we were actually living down on the Gold Coast, also for work, and then I managed to get another job here in the city, and we actually moved up closer.
I think that the reason we did that was when we stayed in South Africa, you can't live in the city. Like it's just too dangerous to live in the city. So we wanted to feel the city and live in the city before we move back to the suburbs.
Yeah.
So we said we're gonna try it, and we love it.
Oh,
it's so convenient. We feel like pizza and wine because you can't drink and drive here.
Yes.
And
I know that very well.
We just go up the road and have a wine and have a pizza and stroll back home. It's safe to do it. It's just such a pleasure.
Yeah, it's a lovely area. I know we lived in Brisbane for 2 years, so I know it. And you've got some beautiful shops in New Farm as well, some nice interior decorating shops, and
really nice.
Okay, and so Carin, are you working at the moment, or what do you do?
Yeah, so I actually do run a day job, also in construction, project administration, and then on the side I've started Feel Good Fallies, which is my little fallies business. That we import handcrafted and handmade leather fallies from South Africa.
Feel Good Fallies. Now that's a VGV.
Yeah.
Feel Good. No, oh goodness, I can't even spell. FGV. I think in Afrikaans. Feel Good Fallies. Okay, so do you have some examples you can show us?
Yeah, I do. So our best seller, and these are absolutely gorgeous, is our I just have to work at the camera angle. So it's the Protea Fallies. And they're so comfortable and soft. Also full leather, genuine ox. We get them. So here's one that's like a donkey. It's a donkey, Karoo donkey.
That's cute.
Yeah, it's a little sandal. So we got quite a few in the range. At the moment, we've got 12. But I add all the time, and we're bringing a bridal range in, and so it's going good.
It's okay. So you import directly from what's the company name in South Africa? Do you mind sharing?
I don't mind. They're called Charming Shoes.
Charming Shoes. Okay. And then they ship it over. How often do you get your shipments over, or how does that work?
I kind of judge it with the orders, because it works out. Shipping is really expensive, and to land anything here, it adds on. You wouldn't believe it's exorbitant, and the taxes and everything you pay. So I try get like a decent amount so that when the shipping comes, it gets divided between all the shoes, and then it doesn't work out that much, more. So I actually landed my first box on Friday. So yeah,
I want to say in the middle of COVID, you're still managing to get your stock. Wow.
I know, and I'm planning on ordering by Sunday. I've got the next couple of orders lined up. So we say 6 to 8 weeks. And then that'll give enough time for the orders to get, and then for obviously all handmade. So I place the order and they hand make them all according to what you need. Yeah, and then they get shipped over.
Wow. Okay. And give us an idea of price if you don't mind.
Yeah, no, not at all. So they're $140, and that includes delivery within Australia.
Oh, that's a great price, because that's leather shoes. That's a great price. Leather.
Yeah, it's full leather, genuine. I think they call it oxuli, the ox in South Africa. So yeah,
great. Okay, so that's a very cute little South African, proper traditional South African business that you run. Yeah. Tell me a little bit about your Australian experience in terms of work. Did you work in South Africa as well, Carin? What did you do there?
So I actually did sales for 13 years. I was a rep. But when I came, Warren and I chatted, and it's so funny. Like, I never enjoyed sales. Like, I enjoy the people. I just didn't enjoy having to knock on doors. And Warren and I chatted, and I said, when we get to Australia, I'd like to just change, just do something else. And I feel like Australia, they really allow that. If you're not enjoying one thing, you can go to another, and you can really, make it work. So yeah, I changed. And funny enough, I got into construction. I don't know how that happened.
Surely there's no construction workers in your family at all.
I didn't think it was a good idea at the time. But
so is it the same company, may I ask?
No, completely different. Warren works for a main contractor, and I work for a subcontractor.
And how do you find, Warren, the work culture in Australia? Because you worked in the same industries there and here, so you could give us a good idea of how it's different or the same for you.
That's a good question. In South Africa, I was with Stephanie Stocks, which is a main contractor there, and it felt like a family almost. Even though it was a big company, and coming over here, it's been more corporate involved. So people are very friendly though. I do enjoy working for the company that I'm working for now. It's different. It's two different sort of spectrums of the same thing. But it's amazing.
And you're happy. So there's nothing specifically that you're finding really hard to get used to, or did you have to change a lot of your specific job that you were doing in terms of how things are done, or is it the same idea as a quantity surveyor?
It is slightly different. It's just there are it's a lot more stringent in the line of administration.
Yes, welcome to red tape.
Yes, paperwork.
There's a lot of paperwork, and it takes a bit longer than what things would take in South Africa. South Africa, you maak mos 'n plan. You work your way around things, and
here
It's
you
fine.
don't tick the box if you don't have the license to do it. If you don't have a certificate that says you're certified to tick the box, you don't tick the box.
That's
Definitely.
it. That's it.
It's very black and white here. There's no
Very.
grey whatsoever. That's how it is. And
But
works.
it's good. It works. It works for the country. It works for
That's why we do
economy.
it.
Exactly. That's why we're here, because everybody understands the rules. There's no confusion, and you can toe the line because you know exactly where it is and what it says.
Yeah,
Exactly.
definitely.
You drink and drive, you go to jail, mate. That's pretty much obviously if you drink in excess, you know, or you're going to go to the booze bus. Have you guys seen a booze bus yet?
No.
I haven't.
Oh, it's great fun or not. I had an interesting experience of being inside a booze bus once. No, I wasn't the driver. But it's actually for our viewers, it's actually a bus that the police they park it next to the road, but you don't see it immediately. And usually when they pull you over, it's one of those sort of round a corner and you can't see the police. And as soon as you get around the corner, then suddenly there's like lights and things, and you can't turn off the road and you have to stop. And it's like going in a, you know, what do you call it, when the beeste word ingeënt, you know, when you have to go down this little track. And then you just got to open your window, blow into that little.
Yes.
Then they decide you're either parking your car and getting into the booze bus, and then you have to wait another half an hour to blow again to see if you're still over the limit.
Yes.
Or you can just continue on driving.
That's right.
Oh, yeah. But you know, that's why we're here, because the rules are followed. There's no money being slipped under the table for people who don't want to go into the booze bus and those kinds of things. No, you do the right thing. Now tell me about your experience living in Australia. How have you found Australia? What's the best thing for you about being here?
I love so when we were living in South Africa, Warren was placed on a project, and it was 7 hours from home. And I literally could not stay at home because we lived in a house, and I could not stay at home by myself. I had to pick up myself and my 2 cats every night, and I went and slept at Warren's parents because I literally could not be at home alone. It was just too scary for me.
Yeah.
And here it's the freedom. Warren can go to work and I'm fine. Like it doesn't. Yeah, it's just
the security.
Yeah, it's the security, the safety, knowing that the police work, knowing that if I have to scream, you know your neighbors here. It's very, very community driven. I would say definitely the freedom and the safety.
The cleanliness for me as well. I mean, it's very clean. Wherever you go, everything's clean. You know,
so great.
Things are looked after.
The parks.
Yeah, the parks.
And you can judge that well because you guys are living in the CBD. Like you're in the middle of the city. And that's usually the place where it's the yuckiest.
Exactly.
Around the world. So if you say it's clean there, then it just shows you.
It's really beautiful. And we go down to the park because we've got that new farm park down the road from us. And we'll walk. I mean, last night we went for dinner. We walked at 10 o'clock at night. It was, I think, about 2 kilometers from our house. We literally, we walked from the restaurant all the way home in the dark by ourselves. No problem.
Not scared.
Not scared. Not looking over our shoulders. Like, so we walk down to the park with my niece. We take her to go play. Like, there's no, we literally just.
You leave your car unlocked sometimes by accident. Yeah, you don't even anymore. You don't even think that way anymore.
Yeah.
You don't get to a traffic light and like.
Yeah, that's
exactly.
That's the chair.
I always say my neck muscles are much less exercised here in Australia because I don't keep doing the thing.
It's true.
And tell me a little bit about settling in with friends and having a social circle. Are you guys getting out often? You know, do you have other people that you're mingling with, I guess?
Yeah.
Funny enough, yes, we a lot of our friends are other South Africans.
Just happened that way.
We're kind of just drawn to each other, I think.
I don't know how. It just happens.
We just meet other South Africans, and then you end up making plans with them. And then I've got friends down on the Gold Coast, and we'll meet up to play a game of golf, or
you just end up making friends. And then friends, you make friends with friends, and then so the line carries on. And then your group starts to get bigger. But I would say joining, Warren is very sporty, so he rides a lot of cycles a lot and stuff. So he's met a couple of people like that. But I won't lie, a lot of our friends are from South Africa.
But as you say, it happens naturally like that. How did you find those friends mostly? Did you go on Facebook groups, or was it introduced to you through your family that's already there? Your mum and your sister?
No, we made our own friends. Yes. Some of them we found on Facebook. One of our friends posted on Facebook going, she's looking for someone to play canasta with on one of the South African groups. And she was like, Aussies don't really know canasta, so she's looking for South Africans. And I responded, and no, we're friends. So, yes. Sorry, the light's coming in all of a sudden.
Shining off the window.
That's all right.
It's just sunsets all of a sudden.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So are you sitting back down?
Yeah. Here we go.
So that was really nice. And the other friends we just kind of met through and that's
so you feel like you've settled in. You don't, because 2 years is a good time to sort of make a good judgment on whether you really like Australia and you want to stay, or whether you want to go back. I know when I came here the first time, people said to me, whatever you do, don't go back to South Africa in the first 2 years. You got to wait out 2 years before you, because it's just too soon before 2 years for you to really give Australia an opportunity to get under your skin, I guess, often. So how do you guys feel after 2 years here? What do you think? What's the verdict? You going back or you staying?
Definitely staying. There's no ways.
We don't know.
There's no ways. We love it here. I love it here.
And we've actually been back. Warren's been back twice. I've been back once. It was for weddings. And every time we come back, I swear we land and we're like, we need to get back.
Land in South Africa.
Yeah, we land in South Africa and we're like, we need to go back to Oz. It's just it's too much.
Where were you from in South Africa again?
Johannesburg and Pretoria.
Okay, my valley. Okay, all right. So you are here for 2 years and you are going to stay in Brisbane, or you're going to move to Sydney or Melbourne, or what do you think?
I think we'll stay here. We're very happy here. Hopefully my work doesn't want to send me anywhere else, but I'm definitely got on a project here for the next 3 years. So
okay,
3 years.
And what would your advice be to other South Africans who are watching this, thinking, I don't know, should I go to Australia or not? Or, maybe 30-year-olds like yourself, early 30s. What would you say to people considering coming to Australia?
Do it.
Yeah, take
Absolutely
the plunge.
Do it. Warren and I have been saying we wish we had done it sooner.
Yeah.
We honestly wish we had done it sooner. I actually regret waiting so long. So rather sooner than later.
Yes.
Also, don't get so frustrated with the trolleys. Trolleys are shocking here.
My husband Carl always says he's going to start a business that, I forgot all my English now. Hulle swys die agterwiele vas. Weld. Yeah, yes. They weld, because that's the problem. All the wheels can move here, and in South Africa, the back wheels are all, just one directional. So I
don't understand it. Surely a first world country would have trolleys that function.
There are times that's good, but most of the time it's pretty annoying.
Push the trolley at an angle, as you shop, because it's just shocking.
The looks we get.
Yeah, that's funny. So what's the one thing that you miss the most about South Africa, apart from friends and family?
The bush.
The bush.
Man, yeah, the bush.
The bush. That's
Definitely the bush.
we were when we that last year before we got it, Warren and I was shooting up to Kruger as much as we could. You get the bush here. It's beautiful. Like, don't get me wrong, koalas and kangaroos and all that stuff and big snakes.
But it's not the same without with that wildlife. Yeah,
and it doesn't smell the same. Kruger is so magical.
Yeah.
You definitely realize how much it is when you can't.
Yeah.
You'll have to watch the Kruger on, they've got the webcams on YouTube these days. You'll just have to catch a webcam and braai a vleisie outside.
Oh my God, I heard
your fellies.
Have a real burrito day outside.
Yeah, we kind of see those videos and we see friends visiting, like,
oh man, can't watch them.
Okay, Carin, please tell me, where can people find your beautiful shoes? Where do they go? What's the web address?
So we're currently on Facebook at Feel Good Fellies, and then we're on Instagram as well, and then we've got an FB shop. And it's all, the handles are all at Feel Good Fellies. That's for now. We are looking at opening up a web page, but that's to come.
First things first, you just start getting some moolah in, and then once you start getting the business flowing, that's the good way. Well done. I'm so excited for you guys, and welcome to Australia, even though it's been 2 years, but 2 years it feels like really fresh off the boat. So if you guys ever come to Perth, hit me up and we'll go for a coffee or something a little bit cooler, like a Savannah Dry or something. We get those drinks here.
Oh wow, yeah.
Lots of South African shops around. You get all the South African drinks that you want to have. So, but I haven't seen the Feel Good Fellies yet. They're beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, we've just started importing them, but they're amazing.
Can't wait to look at them online, and I'll see if I can fit a few virtually.
Yes.
All right, guys, have a lovely where are we today? It's Sunday, isn't it? Yes, have a lovely Sunday afternoon. And we'll check in with you guys in another year or so and see how you're going.
Oh, that'll be awesome. Yes.
Thank you so much.
All right, guys. See you later. Bye.
All right. So thank you so much for joining me today. If you had fun, please remember to hit that subscribe button, and then it'll make sure that you never miss a thing. I'll see you same time and same place next week. Bye for now.